Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster, welcoming you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. Well, we're halfway through the high school football and volleyball seasons, the old saying goes, and boy, the first 4 or 5 weeks have flown by. And we've got tonight, one of our guests is going to be one of the long-term outstanding high school football coaches here from Birmingham, Jefferson County area. We look forward to having him and some of his athletes. We'll be visiting with them a little bit later. In the first segment of the show tonight, we're going to talk about what kind of season it's been for the football and volleyball athletes as we head into the second half of the season. We've got a lot of Birmingham teams, both in volleyball and football, having great shots at championships. We look forward to talking about that and letting you know who these teams are and what might take place in the second half of the season. Don't you go away. In a few moments, we'll be right back. We'll talk a little football and volleyball.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
And folks, welcome back. And before we get started on this first segment, one thing I want to mention, the fact is we've got a new sponsor coming on board, and we'll be talking to you a lot more about them. Of course, that's Andrews Sports Medicine, and we look forward to having a long relationship with them, but we'll talk a little bit more about them a little bit later. First of all, let's talk about the first half of the football season for the year so far. We have got a lot of outstanding teams here in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area in the top 10 in the football polls, also in the volleyball polls. Of course, volleyball, football, and cross-country track, if you will. We've had a track coach on earlier this year. Hope to have another one along the way. They're deep into their season as well. But getting back to football, and we'll start with Class 7A, of course, and that's where a lot of our teams here in the Birmingham area are. McGill-Tulane is number 1 in the state, but number 2 is Hoover, followed by Hewitt-Trussville at number 3, and there's just 1 point separating those two. And then number 5 is Spain Park. So we got 3 teams from the Birmingham area in Class 7A that's doing very well. And of course, as the old saying goes, Hoover seems to be the team to beat. They've lost 1 game this year. Of course, that was a road trip they took out to Allen, Texas at the beginning of the season, where they suffered their only loss. Then since then, they've come back home and once again playing some pretty good football here in the Birmingham area. In Class 6A, we've got 3 teams. Clay Chalkville, Jerry Hood, once again having an outstanding season with his players at Clay Chalkville. Gardendale, and they're ranked number 5. Gardendale is number 7, and Minor's number 10. But that could all flip-flop because this past Friday night, the Minor Tenacious Tigers beat the Gardendale Rockets 52-28. It was a game in which the Rockets led 28-24 at half, but Minor proved to be too powerful and took over the second half and won that ball game. As a matter of fact, I had a grandson score a touchdown in the first half. So for Gardendale, but wasn't quite enough. But in Class 5A, we've got Mortimer Jordan ranked number 4 and Calera number 8 from here in the Birmingham area. And of course, in Class 4A, Leeds, who seems to always have a powerhouse, is ranked number 1 again. And then we look over into the AISA, and that's the Alabama Independent Sports Association. That's Bessemer Academy, and Bessemer Academy has had an outstanding team in the private school sector for many years now. And once again, it's no different this year. And of course, like I said, there have been some surprises in Class 7A. I guess you might call Hewitt-Trussville a little bit of a surprise, because right now, of course, they have been pushed into the North region. They're playing very good football, and right now there's talk that Hewitt-Trussville would give, if they played Hoover, that they'd give Hoover a run for their money. I know Coach Josh Floyd has got a good team there at Hewitt-Trussville, and of course we know that Hoover is always loaded, so that should be interesting to see how that plays out. Now let's talk a little bit about the young ladies and their volleyball expertise. We've got a lot of outstanding volleyball teams here in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area. In Class 7A, McGill-Tulane, you know, you've heard that name before. They're number 1 in football, well, in volleyball as well, but number 2 from here in the Birmingham area is Mountain Brook, defending 7A champions, and they're right there at the top again. You got Hoover at number 4, Vestavia Hills number 5, Oak Mountain number 6, and Spain Park number 7. So you can tell that the teams here in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area doing very well in Class 7A volleyball. In Class 6A, you've got Walker County pretty close here. They're ranked number 4, where the number 1 6A team is Spanish Fort. But John Carroll at number 9 and Chelsea at number 10. 2 other outstanding teams here in the Birmingham area ranked in the top 10. And in Class 4A, Hayden and Briarwood Christian, Class 5A, excuse me, having outstanding seasons. Let me see, it's Hayden at ranked number 8, and Briarwood is at number 10. Of course, we've talked about we're going to have some of their football players on here in just a little bit. So they're having an outstanding season. And in the volleyball, Bessemer Academy, once again, they're ranked number 2, where they were ranked number 1 in football. So we talk about this, and we bring this out every once in a while, just to let you know the outstanding talent, outstanding coaches that are here in the Birmingham area, whether it be football or whether it be volleyball or whatever. And of course, this is the time of year where it gets to be the serious part. The teams have to be playing now to the end of the season to the best of their ability, because that number 1 ranking is what everybody is playing for. And like I said, we've had a lot of teams here in the Birmingham area, Class 6A, Class 7A in particular, that have a lot of teams ranked in the top 10. And so that's we've become to expect that, because we've got outstanding coaches here in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area, and we know that their programs are as good as any in the state. Volleyball, we've talked about volleyball. Some of these young ladies, the programs here in the Birmingham area are getting better and better, and these young ladies in their volleyball expertise are playing to where hopefully they can earn the right one day to be offered a scholarship in their volleyball playing. I know that's what the young kids, they play for the love of the sport of football, plus they also play for that opportunity maybe one day to get a scholarship from some college to play the sport they also dearly love. And one of the other outstanding aspects, let's talk about attendance a little bit. I know I've gone to a lot of ball games the first half of the season, and to every ball game I go to, wherever the home venue is, it seems like the home support is really good, that football is alive and well here in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area. The communities, the parents, and everybody is supporting the program, supporting the coaches, the kids, and of course that just makes it a win-win situation for everybody. And as you all know, Birmingham and Central Alabama has always been a hotbed for sports, whether it be football or whatever, but of course football is one of the bigger sports in our state, and we have outstanding teams, outstanding coaches that play in this area. And I tell you what, it looks like that there could be a lot of teams from the Birmingham area that are in the top 10 now that may play their way into serious championship contender as we finish out the season. Like I said, we're halfway there now, but as the old saying goes, now these teams are starting to play for that playoff spot, and it don't matter what sport it is, now's the time they really get serious with it. So, like we talked about before, we've got an outstanding coach and some of his athletes with us tonight. We look forward to spending time with them, and as a matter of fact, we'll be visiting with the coach when we come back. So don't you go away, we'll be right back.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Oh, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. We've got a special guest, one of the outstanding coaches here in the Birmingham Jefferson County for many years. Before we get to talk with him though, I want to mention the fact that yes, we do have a new sponsor coming on with us, and it's going to happen very soon. Hopefully it's going to be Andrews Sports Medicine. Of course, everybody here in the Birmingham area knows about Andrews Sports Medicine, the fine sports doctors, the way they take care of our young athletes in high school in particular. We'll be talking a whole lot more about those in the weeks to come. But tonight, sitting closest to me, like I said, one of the outstanding coaches here in Birmingham and Jefferson County area for many, many years. And of course, we're talking about Coach Fred Yancey. And Coach, always good to see you.
Thank you, Snapper. Good to be here.
And for somebody that might be seeing you for the first time, tell us a little bit about your background and what's led you to your illustrious career there at Briarwood Christian.
Oh, okay. I came to Briarwood in 1990, and so I've been here. This is my 26th year at Briarwood. And prior to that, I did most of my coaching in Memphis, although for 3 years I was in Georgia. And so I guess this would be about my 43rd or 44th year. I don't even know, I haven't even added up all together. But I'm from Memphis, played ball in Memphis, and coached at Overton High School. I started in 1969. So I've been doing that, coaching football a lot of years and still having fun with it.
And you've had a lot of successful years there at Briarwood.
We've had some great teams, and I think that's a tribute to the kids who have been willing to do what it takes to win.
I tell you one thing I like to talk to coaches about, especially ones that have been around a while like yourself. Talk about, one, the change in high school football today as compared to yesteryear, and even more important than that, how has the athlete, today's athlete, changed from the athlete from 25, 30, 40 years ago?
Well, size has a lot to do with the change that's obvious. Years ago, if you had a 180-pound kid, he could play offensive line for you possibly. Now, the linemen are just a lot bigger, and I don't know what that is due to, but they're just bigger boys playing football now than used to be playing. So that would be one change. And then I think the style of play, when I came here in 1990, really in Alabama, nobody was throwing the football much, and we actually led the state in passing in 1990 with just throwing some three-step stuff and some easy what we would consider pretty simple passing concepts, but because everybody was in a standard defense, cover three, possibly a little man, it was a much simpler game than it is now.
And I tell you what, another thing about it too, this is one change that evolved over the years as well. Those coaching staffs were very slim pickings, sort of, as the old saying goes. You might have 2 or 3 coaches, where now you've got 8 or 10 at some schools, 5 to 6 at almost every schools nowadays.
Yeah.
And the athletes, I tell people all the time, and I think you would agree, quicker, faster, and they hit harder than they used to, because there's such a premium on working out, especially with your linemen and on offensive and defensive side of the football, to be as big as they can be, as strong as they can be. And the game is quicker, like you said, for the most part. Offense has changed, but having said all that, basically, and I know you're from the old school, I've heard for many, many years, if what high school or what football is blocking and tackling. That still hasn't changed, has it?
That's right. It's hard to be successful if you're not fundamentally sound.
Well, now that we've talked a little bit about the background of where we've traveled from where high school was to where high school is, and in particular the Briarwood Christian Lions this year, tell me a little bit about this year's team. Give me an overview of the offense, the defense, and your special teams.
Okay, we're our first year in 5A. We're in 6A the last 2 years. And our enrollment allows us to be in Class 5A. And we're excited about being in a classification where we're playing people and playing schools that are the same size that we are.
Right.
And so the kids have enjoyed that. We're currently 3-1, and a whole lot of the season left for us to try to turn it into a great season. That's what the boys are hoping to become, is to have a great season. And they're doing the right things. They're working real hard, real serious about the game, but they have a lot of fun. And so we're blessed to be very encouraged at this point in the season. The guys are pretty up about what's going on as we've won 3 in a row and moving right into Game 5 this week.
Wendy, what part of your team would you say is the strong suit? Like you feel like your defense dictates what you can or can't do, or your offense is one that such you have a lot more options instead of a lot less options?
Well, we really try to be as good as we can possibly be on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
And we 2 platoon, and I do have enough coaches that we're able to specialize with our kids. They play either one side of the ball or the other. And so between offense and defense and kicking game, we get to stress a lot of those things in practice to the point that they have a chance to get better as the season goes on. Defensively, we've done the last 2 games. Our defense has played extremely well, but our offense has been opportunistic, and they've done a nice job. We take each game with the idea that it may be the kind of game we can let loose a little bit, and there in other games it's probably smarter to be a little close to the vest. We were last week. We were real close to the vest because the team we played, Fairfield, had a terrific defense. A couple of weeks before, we played a team that we were able to just jump out of the box and score quickly. So we want to be consistent, but we also know that it changes from week to week.
Well, now I know one thing that a lot of times people don't realize this unless they know a little more about the intricacies of high school athletics, that what region you're in is determined by population. Mm-hmm. And of course, like you say, I think that's probably the best thing that ever happened to the high school football scene, because you more or less equalize that playing field. Like you said, you play in schools that potentially most of them have the same population that you do. Right. And the only other probably factor in that is the way the regions move around a little bit, and the population of high schools up or down determine that. Does the travel factor ever become a problem for you? Like, I know sometimes you have to travel further than we used to have to.
Well, travel's not a big deal at our place. We have one really far away game. We go up to Madison Academy and play them the last game of the season, but we like doing that. It's good preparation for the playoffs when you really do have to travel during the playoffs. So it's not a negative to travel.
And I know one thing that's very important, I mean, the time gets away from us here, but one thing that's very important, not only to high school coaches, but coaches at whatever level, is the continuity of the coaching staff. Have you had a staff, it seems like for years, you've had a lot of coaches that's been with you, and I know that's very important.
Yeah, that's true, and that is, I think that's a big deal. If you've got the coaches that you really enjoy working with and you can trust them and you know they're motivated, it sure makes, it's great for the guys, for the kids, and it's good. It's really a good situation, and I've been blessed to have the coaches on board with me for a number of years, and so I think that's one of the secrets to having a good program is to have coaches that are excited and stick with it.
And Coach, who y'all have this coming week?
This week we're going out to Mortimer Jordan. They're ranked number 4 in the state, and last year they were state runner-ups in 5A, and they have a terrific program, a terrific team, and it's going to be a good test for us.
Sounds like your work is sort of cut out for you.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a good contest.
Now, is this a region game for you?
No, it's not a region game.
Non-region, okay.
Non-region game.
Well, then that's one of those that you can sort of gauge where you and your players are, right?
That's right, yeah.
Well, Coach, halfway through, it looks like you've got a great season started here. We hope that it ends up that way, and then ultimately you and your guys, that's what you're shooting for, is a spot in those playoffs.
That's right.
Awfully good to see you.
Thank you, Snapper.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to visit with some of the athletes that have made this a very successful season thus far for Briarwood Christian. We'll be right back.
Enjoy the summer even more with great savings from Sarah Mazda.
That's right, this is your summer to save. Get spectacular summer savings on a new Mazda. Save on new 2015 Mazda 3s, only $159 a month. Mazda 6s, only $179 a month. Or take the family on a summer trip in a Mazda CX-5 for $199 a month. And during Mazda's summer drive event, get a new Mazda and your first 2 payments are on us. Plus, all new Sarah Mazdas come with our lifetime warranty and Sarah signature.
Get incredible summer savings at Sarah Mazda,
where we'll put you in the driver's seat.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
And folks, welcome back. As you can tell, we got 2 outstanding young gentlemen sitting next to me. I have Hunter Watley, a senior offensive lineman, and sitting next to Hunter, Barrett Tyndall, a senior as well as a halfback, okay? Hunter, we'll start with you. Going into this year, first of all, y'all are off to a 4-0 start, right?
3-1.
3-1. All right, going into this season, did you and your teammates, did y'all think y'all had the kind of team that could maybe put together a start like this?
Yes, sir. We did think we have a good team, and we thought we would have a good start to the season, and we think we'll finish strong.
Let me ask you, I see you're an offensive lineman, a big player. Do you participate in any other sports?
No, sir. I used to play basketball, but I don't play anymore.
Okay. So the football is one sport that you've concentrated on for a while.
Yes, sir, it is.
Right. Barrett, senior halfback, one question I always enjoy asking young athletes, because you're going to get different kind of answers, but if there was any halfback, whether it be a professional running back or a college running back, that you could model your game or say, that's the way I want to play like, who would it be?
It'd be Jay Prosh. He went to Auburn and now he's in the NFL.
Oh, okay. Okay, now going into this season, talk about what your expectations was for yourself and also for your team.
I mean, before the season started, we knew we had a chance to do something special with the reclassification, and as a team, we got in there, we worked all summer, got in the weight room, and all through 2 days, and I think we're trying to make something special happen because we believe in ourselves and we think we can do it.
When I know, do you participate in any other sports?
Yes, sir. I play basketball too.
Okay. The one thing that I know about young athletes is whatever sport it is they participate, they want to be the best they can be. You have things you like and don't like about your sports. Well, let's talk about football just for a second, and we'll start with you, Hunter. What is it about your football experience you like the most? And what is it about that experience that you don't like that well?
The thing that I like the most is probably right before the games, after we've warmed up and we're sitting in the locker rooms and we have our captains for the night speak, and then when you walk out on the field, it's just like a special feeling. It's like a feeling you don't get like anywhere else, and then you run through the banner and then it all starts because you know you're fixing to get into battle. It's just a great feeling. The thing that I don't like the most would probably be two-a-days during the summer.
Well, I was going to say, don't pay any attention to the coach being there because he knows that there's things you do and don't like. And I think you're pretty normal there.
Yes, sir.
But that's just a part of it, right?
Yes, sir. It's a part of it.
How about you, Barry?
I mean, I think I agree with Hunter. Like before the game, walking out when we get behind the banner and stuff, like all the seniors up front, it's just people you've been with since 7th grade, and like you're about to go out there and you're about to give it all for them, and you know you're about to do something special. And I also got to agree with Hunter on the two-a-days part.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is another important part of the team experience, and in this sport we're talking about football, chemistry. That's a very important, and it's not overrated. Believe me, if anything, it's underrated. Good chemistry on a team, and you're talking about players, you've been with some of them for 3 or 4 years, right? Talk about the chemistry on your team, because the better the chemistry, the better you can be as an individual and your teammates can be as a team.
I mean, like, we all trust William to lead us as a team. I mean, he's been our quarterback since 7th grade. We know he's not going to let us down. He's going to give us 100% every play and lots of plays. I mean, you just know that your brothers are going to be next to you, and they're going to give it all, so you got to give it all for them too. And then you can just be happy with them afterwards because it's going to work if you give it your all.
Well, I know being seniors, you guys have been playing a while. Hunter, how many years you played football?
I've been playing since 5th grade.
Okay, so you've been playing a long time. How about you, Ben?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Now, I know going into this season, then you guys have been there playing the last 3 or 4 years in the football program there at Briarwood. There are people you enjoy looking forward to playing every year, the number one rival. Now, in that case, Hunter, who would be the number one rival? Who's the team you look forward to playing the most?
Chelsea.
Chelsea, and is that because it's a neighborhood rival, or do you know some of the players? Do you know that kind of deal that you grew up with them?
Yes, sir. We know. I would say us and Chelsea pretty much know who we got every time. I mean, we kind of grew up together, like playing like baseball and just all like the elementary sports that we do. We just know each other, and it's just a fun game.
Yeah. How about you, Barrett? Who do you enjoy?
Chelsea, without a doubt.
Chelsea.
Yes,
okay, so that's like at Vestavia, it used to always be Hoover. So in y'all's case, it's Chelsea, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One other thing that I always enjoy asking young athletes, and it should be interesting with you guys, everybody has a hobby, or let's say something that not everybody knows about you. And I met you guys for the first time, and what if you told me, Snapper, for instance, I like to write poetry. Now, I'm not saying y'all do, but you're sort of getting the idea. Or Snapper, I enjoy singing in the shower. But the minute the shower goes off, you were a 10 with the shower on. When it goes off, we're back to a 1 or 2. And it may be something completely different. With that thought in mind, Hunter, what could you tell me about yourself?
My hobbies outside of football is probably, I like the outdoors. Like, I like to hunt and fish and just do all that stuff.
Okay, outdoorsman, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about you, Barrett?
My kind of two hobbies I have outside of sports are I like to play the guitar, and then another sport I like to play golf.
All right, well, hey, that's two good sports. Do you, as the old saying goes, do you hit them straight?
All the
Or
time.
do you just hit them?
You know, try to hit them straight. It doesn't always go for me.
Yeah, well, that's good. Something else that I wonder about sometimes too, like you guys being seniors, do you know what you'd like to do down the road if it's not play professional football? What you might like to do one day for a living?
I think I want to go into the business world because my dad's in that. He sells fertilizer, and I just feel like, because like I've had like summer jobs where I've sold stuff, and it's just something I'm good at. So I feel like that would be something I could do in the future.
Okay, how about you, Barry?
I mean, I'd like to go into the engineering world or the construction world, you sir.
Really? Well, that's terrific. Y'all know where you may go to school yet, or?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, now that's a good college. Now, I'm not sure it's popular, because
Yes,
but it's getting close. Now, I mean, now we're going to have to get sure before long. Well, guys, I tell you what, you've had an outstanding season thus far, but now the work's really starting, right? So you got to gear up, get tough, ready for those region games. That's going to determine whether or not you're going to make those playoffs, okay? Last question I got. Thus far in your young lives, who's been the most inspirational person or persons in your life? And we'll start with you, Hunter.
I would have to say my dad. Me and my dad are pretty close, and I would say this is because like he's always like hard on me, but it's not to a point where it's too far. Like he's always there for me.
Well, good for you. How about you, Barry?
I think it's my dad and my two brothers, yes, sir. They really encourage me, and my dad's just helped me learn how to like lead my younger brothers and set a good example.
Well, guys, I tell you what, awfully good to meet you. Good luck the rest of the year, okay? Maybe chasing state championship for us over with. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, two more young athletes. We look forward to visiting with them. You come right back with them.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling one-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well. And folks, welcome back. In this segment, two more outstanding young athletes from Briarwood Christian Lions, Champ Stewart, senior defensive end, and William Gray, senior, the quarterback. Well, all right, guys, going into this segment, we want to ask you not the same questions, but some of them. And Champ, for instance, how long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football since second grade, so pretty good while, about 10 years now.
Now, do you participate in any other sports there at Briarwood?
I don't. I did stop playing baseball last year to focus on football and work out more during spring, and so right now I'm just playing football.
Oh, okay. How about you, William? Do you participate in any other sports?
No, sir. I was the same with Champ, and in a way, I got hurt playing baseball, so took a break and just focused on football.
Okay. Well, one of the questions I like to ask the athletes, and I'm going to ask y'all the same one, who's your favorite team that you enjoy looking forward to playing every year?
I'll have to go with Vestavia. That's always a fun game to start the season off with. You know, they're our neighbors pretty much, and so it's always nice to go out there and get to hit some guys that we know and stuff like that, and always get to look forward to it.
And how about you, William?
I would agree. I love opening up with Vestavia. I love their field. It's a fun environment. I live in Vestavia, so I know all those guys and known them for a long time, so it's a lot of fun.
Well, now going into this season, and you being the quarterback, was this your first year to start, or have you started before?
I started last year.
Oh, okay. So, but going into this year, what did you expect, one, out of yourself, and then two, out of the team this year?
I expected to have a lot better year this year. I was a little disappointed in how I played last year, and so I worked hard in the offseason to improve, and I expected the whole team to improve because we all got in the weight room, we hit it hard, and we knew what type of team we had, the type of athletes we have, and I expected a better year from me and the team.
When to being the quarterback, I enjoy asking pretty direct questions, so with that thought in mind, what are your strong suits? Do you feel like you're a better passer than runner, or runner than passer, or describe your game?
I think I'm pretty balanced. I enjoy passing, but I love hitting the hole, and I love running over people, and I love getting tough yards. So I think that's my strong point, is running tough yards.
Yeah, now I was going to say, you said one thing that I don't hear many quarterbacks saying, and that's running over people. And so that's good. So the contact doesn't bother you?
I love it.
Okay. Now, Champ, one thing being a defensive end, when I think of defensive end, I think of somebody like J.J. Watt.
Yes, sir.
You know, now who would you model your game after, or who would you wish that, gosh, that's the person I want to play like?
J.J. Watt's a good one for sure, but I've been watching Alabama's D-line, Alabama University, and every Saturday I always look forward to watching them go out there, and they always put on a really good show. It's always really inspiring.
Well, I'll tell you something. I know Coach has told his defense this over and over and over, but the better you guys are, the defensive side of the ball.
Yes, sir.
If you hold somebody scoreless, y'all got a pretty good chance of winning, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
or
sir.
if you hold the score close.
Yes, sir.
So the defense is very important in that it gives an offense a better chance at putting you in a position to win. And as the old saying goes, that a lot of times, and it's in every sport, they'll say something along the lines of, if you got a great defense, you can stop the offense,
yes,
whether it be baseball or basketball or whatever. So defense is very, very important. Talking about both of you being seniors, do you know, first of all, where you may be attending school next year?
I don't know right now. I still got a little bit of time to decide. I've had the opportunity to play football somewhere. And so I've got to decide if I'd like to commit to that or just go to school for normal school.
Okay, well, let's look a little bit further down the road, and let's say football at college or pro sports is not what lies ahead for you. Have you got any idea of what your occupation you might like to get into one day, or is it still too early?
I've always thought about business, yes, sir. My dad's in business, and that's always something that I've had a good look at and has always interested me.
Well, who's your favorite college?
I'd have to go with Alabama,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
I don't blame you. I mean,
Sir.
I pray for the people in blue and orange.
Yes, sir.
Roll Tide. How about you, William? Do you have any idea? You know where you're going to school yet?
Yes, sir. I'm planning on going to Alabama.
Okay, and what kind of courses, or what do you hope to do one day?
Major in business, minor in accounting.
Well, all right, now those sound great, and whatever you decide to do, one thought that I always ask young athletes, and it's sort of being selfish, I guess, and so we'll start with you, Champ, first. Have you ever thought about high school coaching or being a coach?
I have actually. You know, growing up or being in high school, having such a great coaching around me has always interested me. Kind of been in the back of my mind that that would really be a great opportunity, but I've never really given it any serious thought, but I have considered it before. So.
Well, the reason I say that to you, I look over there at Coach Yancey, and I look at a lot and talk to a lot of other coaches, and they'll tell me they didn't start out to be high school coaches,
yes,
but
sir.
they ended up that way and ended up being very successful. But
yes,
they
sir.
like working with young folks, and that's the important thing. But Describe the experience for you on Friday nights, the atmosphere around the football game as you guys are getting ready to go and line up against the opponents.
Well, it's always great getting out of school, and that's when pregame really starts, and you know, kind of trying to get in your zone, I guess you'd say, and getting ready for the battle that you're about to go to later that night. And I really try to stay as focused as possible, but stay calm at the same time, not let my nerves get the best of me, and then just go out there and play. Just leave it all out in the field and everything, and try to leave the field with no regrets.
How about it for you, Reed?
Pre-game, I usually go off by myself and listen to music and try to get focused up. And there's always a lot of great energy, a lot of nerves in the locker room pre-game, but everyone's focused. This year, our team is incredibly focused pre-games, which I love, and just go into the locker room and just get ready for the game. Well, the last question I got for you guys to this point in your young lives, who's been the most inspirational person to persons? We'll start with you, Champ.
I definitely have to go with my dad. I spent a lot of time with my dad in the outdoors, whether it be fishing or hunting, and he's always been a great mentor and role model for me. And he's definitely the person I look up to the most.
Okay, how about you, William?
My dad as well. He always tells me to get after it and gives me snippets of quotes and good information on how to live my life. And we've bonded so much over football, whether it be mine or Alabama football, and it's just he's just very inspiring to me. Well, good for you. Listen, guys, awfully good to meet you. Good luck to you the rest of the season, and good luck to you as you head out to college next year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Folks, we want to remind you once again, a new great sponsor coming on board with us. It's Andrews Sports Medicine. We look forward to a relationship with them. We look forward to seeing you. Till the next time, you know what the snapper always says, bicycle.